too bright. Oh, I just turned it off. Oh no!
It definitely
I know that it unplugged. We're live and it unplugged. Help me. We're having technical difficulties.
Well, it's not that. That's the issue.
No, it is. Did it
No,
unplug
plug it in.
completely?
No, turn it on.
No, it won't. Did it literally just go out as we went live? Here's the plug right here.
It's plugged in here.
Is everything else working that's plugged in here? That's crazy. Okay, the light just went out as we were going live. Can you guys hear me? Maybe I can just turn this light on right here. Do you think? No, that the light would be blue if it's even working, so it's not even working. So I'm wondering if it's
just dead.
I wonder if it's the outlet or
No, the outlet's working.
That's crazy. Okay. Well,
The light just died. Hold on, let me check one more
it's on its last life. Okay, we have a tech guy here. We'll just have to do this if the light doesn't work.
I'm not a tech guy. I'm your sister.
My little sister, aka the tech guy. Oh, it's the outlet. It's the outlet.
My goodness.
That's crazy. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you very much. This is what I pay her for. All right. Hi, you guys. Can you hear me? Let me see if I can pull this up. Guys, can you hear me? Let me see if I can pull this up. It wouldn't be Cultic Cup of Coffee without something going wrong. I'm wearing this hat because I haven't been able to get to the hairdressers in months, so just don't mind that. And today it's going to be a little bit shorter of a live stream because it's really late. And honestly, I've been wanting to talk about this topic because I want to learn more about this topic. So I'm not going to be like teaching you because I'm so happy and I know how to be happy. We're going to be learning together how to be happy. Okay, class? Any ideas? Anybody at all? Just kidding. Hi, Todd. Hi, Jay Snow. Hi, Megan. Yeah, I don't know. I think it was just the outlet that was the issue. I don't know how it went out as soon as we went live, but anyway. Hi. It's good to see all of you. I hope you guys had a great Christmas, and I hope you are going to have a great New Year's. Hi, Amber. It's good to see you. I know this is a late live, but let's jump right into it, and then we can just hang out. So I was actually researching this because I wasn't very happy, and I was like, what's the psychological, like, there's got to be easy little bullet points of ways to make yourself more happy and what a human being needs to be happy, right? So there's the obvious ones, right? Like practicing gratitude. We've talked about this on my channel, like counting your blessings and appreciating the positive aspects your life can increase to contentment and joy if you do those things. Being kind to others, doing good for others can improve your own well-being. Studies show that spending money on others can boost happiness more than spending it on yourself. Oh, interesting. Then there's the, setting meaningful goals. We used to do this on Patreon. We would weekly talk about everyone's goals and try to meet our goals. I really liked that, and it was like a way of holding each other accountable in a positive setting. Another thing to add is avoiding negative influence. So limiting your exposure to negative news, sad music, and violent media, and instead focus on things that are positive and uplifting. Which is interesting because there was a period in my life where I was binging like crime podcasts, murder mystery and makeup by Bailey Sarian. Like I was almost 5 hours a day while I was at my job, I was listening to that stuff. So I don't know what kind of impact that had on my mental health, but I was addicted. Being mindful, monitor your thoughts and feelings and try to counteract negative ones. This is one that I've been focusing on lately, is in the morning, noticing what your first thoughts are. And lately mine have not been positive. So it's noticing, being aware of that, and then trying to, like this says, counteract the negative ones. So make it a point to turn it into a positive thought. And a lot of us have issues with this, especially if we were raised with parents that were negatively talking to us a lot. We didn't get a lot of praise. We didn't get a lot of validation from our parents, so it was mostly criticism and like, why are you doing this wrong? Like you were getting negative attention a lot of your childhood. So as an adult, that's where your brain goes, because that's how your brain was trained as a kid. Savor experiences, take time to enjoy the good moments of your life, be compassionate, practice empathy and compassion. Okay, so all of this stuff is like kind of we've talked about before, but the one thing that I thought was interesting was there was a, let's see, so one of the things on this bullet point is satisfying your needs. And according to one theory, I don't know what theory they were talking about, but they're saying that happiness comes from satisfying 3 core human needs. And that's competence, autonomy, and physiological relatedness. So I was like, what are those things? I don't even know what those words mean. So I started researching it. Let's start with competence, right? The literal meaning of competence is the ability to do something successfully or efficiently. So to satisfy human competence, the need for competence is a physiological need that drives people to seek out optimal challenges and feel a sense of mastery in their activities. So when people's skills and challenges are well matched, they can experience a state of flow where they feel a deep sense of control and effectiveness. So I guess it gives you a sense of control of your life, feeling like you are in control of that rather than your life has control of you. The next one is human autonomy. I'm saying these words wrong. So in physiology, psychology, autonomy is the feeling of being in control of one's life and the ability to make choices and act independently. It's a fundamental psychological need that's considered a key factor in growth and well-being. So I feel like all 3 of these have a lot to do with feeling in control. Let's do the last one. In psychology, relatedness is the need to feel connected to others and a sense of belonging. It's one of the 3 basic psychological needs that underline human growth and development, along with autonomy and competence, which is what we just talked about. So I guess that's added on top of all the other things we talked about. It's that those needs need to be met or you feel kind of lost in life. But a lot of times with these, as I was reading through all of these, you have to know yourself to even begin to understand what your needs are too. And because a lot of the times, making sure that we know what our values are as well to be able to satisfy those needs, knowing what our morals and values are to our core, then we can further understand exactly how to satisfy those needs in particular, if that makes sense. So, yeah. It was a lot. I learned a lot today, and so I wanted to kind of share it with you guys. But the internet is so like, there's so much you can learn, and so every time I'm like, how do I do this? I'm like, oh, there's got to be a video on it somewhere. But I do think that for me especially, the seasonal depression, the stress of the holidays, and then just kind of feeling uneasy about the year ending and the new year starting. I think there's a lot of pressures that we're all feeling. I think that the end of the year forces you to look back on like, did I do everything that I wanted to do this year? And oh my gosh, I can't believe next year's coming. And like, there's like a pressure to have all these goals for the next year and to make sure that you're meeting them. But I think that for me, I need to just focus on the things that I've done rather than the things that I have not done, because I think that I specifically have struggled with criticizing myself, and so it's always easier for me to find all the flaws, and I need to push myself to find all of the progress. I don't know if any of you guys are going through that same thing, but hi Tyler. Amanda, what are your New Year goals or themes or whatever? So I have different categories of goals for next year. I have one for health, for like the way that I'm going to be eating, how I'm going to be more conscious of putting things into my body. I also have goals with my sister where we're doing no sugar, no drinking. It's nice to have a partner with that so you can hold each other accountable. So I have goals for my health. So I don't know how specific you want me to get, but I'm upping my what's the thing in bananas and coconuts? Potassium. I'm upping my potassium, I'm upping my magnesium, upping my iron, zinc. Like I'm just trying to make sure I'm hitting all of those points because I also think that that has a lot to do with if you're depressed or not, right? So that's my health goals. And then I have physical goals. I want to be able to run a mile in under 6 minutes. I used to could. My mile's at about 9 minutes and 40 seconds. So by the end of next year, I would like it to be under 6. And I have a goal of 5 days a week going to the gym. And then me and Eskel were talking about, he wants to have ran or walked 365 miles in the year, so meaning a mile a day at least, and we're gonna connect our like Apple Watches to kind of monitor each other's success in that. So yeah, few exercise goals, a few health goals, and then I have mental goals. So I am gonna be looking into a different form of therapy. It's new to me. What's it called? See, that's how new it is. I'm going to be researching it and I'm going to try to do 5 sessions of it because I've found that I do like EMDR, but I can't currently really do that with me not being in Utah. Maybe I could find a different therapist out here, but I'm going to find a therapist that does this different type of therapy because of what I've been researching. It looks like what would be ideal for me. So that's a mental one, getting into that kind of therapy, and also wanting to research psychology because right now I'm like, I really want to get back into psychology classes, but if I can't do it right now, that me not being able to commit to going to school shouldn't get in the way of me learning about psychology, right? So committing some time every week to the different things in psychology I want to learn about. On top of that, I did tell myself that with my YouTube channel, this is also in the mental line. Sorry, you asked this question. This is a long answer because I've been thinking about it and I have it all written down. I want everything that I post on my YouTube to be something that I'm passionate about and something that I enjoy. And so that's also why I haven't posted anything. I have a lot of things pre-recorded, but I have not felt the motivation or the passion for it. And so that's why we've just been doing the lives every Sunday because it's like the lives, it's more relaxed and we can just hang out if we want to hang out. And I can also like research something kind of random, and you guys have been so supportive of just like, you know, chiming in on different topics. So yeah, we may see a big change to the YouTube channel next year because I just told myself like I'm gonna eventually burn out and not do YouTube if I don't just do things that I'm really passionate about on my YouTube. But I'm going back and forth debating with these pre-recorded videos, like how I'm gonna get them out there because they're kind of depressing and draining, but I feel like they need to be out there. But there's been so many videos on my YouTube channel where I felt that like pressure to put this information out there because no one else is. And it can be very emotionally exhausting because it's always talking about like these men that I grew up with in this cult that are predators, and so having to constantly talk about that. And it's not like I'm talking about some serial killer that I never knew, you know, like Bailey Sarian. And I'm sure Bailey Sarian gets drained talking about serial killers all the time, but it's like talking about your own family who's done things to your own family and who you have felt and seen the ripple effects of the abuse, and then having to feel the pressure to talk about it when you're already emotionally drained can be really exhausting. So I'm telling myself that this next year we are focusing on things that I'm passionate about and happy to explore, and I feel like I can also bring more of myself to you guys in a more positive way rather than kind of like feeling pressured and forced into talking about certain topics that I'm not ready to talk about, if that makes sense. Not that I'm not ready to talk about, but like it's weird. Like there's times where I really feel like I need to talk like and get something off my chest, and then there's other times where I'm like, this is making me feel sick. So it's like that's another thing, is like being more in tune with yourself and understanding when those moments are and when you need to rest, you know? It's like that cycle of, I think we all go through it. It's a cycle monthly of our hormones and emotions that we just need to be in tune with to be able to be happy. Anyway, so we did, let's see, we did the mental, we did the physical, we did the health, exercise, and mental. And then I also have a financial goals. So, and they're not that crazy, but yeah, just to be better in every aspect. And then I have little goals, But there's like the big goals and then there's the little goals. And then it's just like, I don't like the idea of pressuring myself to be like, hey, you got to do this, you got to do that, because then the goals aren't fun anymore. So you need to come at it in a fun, exciting way. Like, look, we get to go. We get to see how much we shave off our time on our miles at the end of the year. Or we get to see, another one was a pull-up. That's been a yearly goal. I cannot do a pull-up. For years, it's been my New Year's resolution. And for years, I've not been able to do it. I'm convinced it's because I'm bottom heavy. Literally, bottom heavy. Bottom's too heavy, you guys. I can't lift. My arms are too small and my lower half is too big, okay? I'm making excuses already. That's probably why I've never been able to do a pull-up. Sorry. I have been blabbing and I let me see your comments. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I think competence can be similar to purpose, tied to sense of accomplishment. Yeah. It's so hard though, because it's like, at what point, because I'm sure you guys have all felt this, right? We have this goal, we have this goal, we have this goal. We reach that goal, we're like, yeah, but the yeah is only like a few seconds long. And then you're like, what's the next goal? What's the next goal? It's like, sometimes it's so hard to just soak it up in that moment. You're like constantly like needing to feel like you're going. And someone did say, a lot of the times it feels like you're not progressing because the goalpost keeps moving. So you don't realize how much you really progressed right now compared to like 5 years ago. You probably would have never thought that you've been here, but because your goalpost keeps moving, you have a hard time realizing how much you've actually achieved. And then you get sad. And then sad boy hour happens. I think everyone tells me I'm good at solving problems and been proud of. I have been realizing it, but the first time I realized it was when my parents would fight and I would solve the problems and things. This is hard. I have noticed that one of the things that and it really messes with my head. Like the one thing that I could like go further in is the things that I was the only things that I was complimented as a kid for. But it's like, so does that mean as your personality develops, you really only explore the parts of you that was complimented, and then you kind of shame and don't even look at the parts of yourself that your parents supposedly didn't like, right? So you don't go out down those avenues, or you don't believe that you can. Seem to get better, so I learned today, if I can't help and hear someone get in a fight, and worse, if connected to me, if you get super sad. Yeah. Funny you talk about stuff, and girl, your videos have been helping me. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Sometimes I'm like, sometimes you guys are the first to hear me get super vulnerable about certain things I've been going through, and it really helps me, and it makes me happy to know that it helps you guys as well. Especially when I can't be going to therapy, you guys have to hear me. I've been thinking about making a vision board for 2025. Same. I want to do a picture for my health goals, my picture for my everything, psychology, everything. Psychologically. Happy holidays, Casey. Are you talking about what Patty says, Amanda? What does that stand for, the therapy type? EMDR is, it stems from the rapid eye movement. So how it was created was actually a psychologist or therapist was, I don't know how I know the details of this, or how we even know. Maybe she told everybody, I don't know. So she was running through, I think, like a park in New York. She was living in New York. She was running through the park, and am I making this up? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Running through the park, and then she was going through issues in her mind as she was running, like trying to sort them through. And then she noticed that if she was going left to right with her eye movement, it could correct itself by the rapid eye movement of left to right, left to right. That's what EMDR essentially is, but it's with these, you hold these little vibrators in your hands, and they go left to right, left to right, left to right at different speeds to help your brain connect the issue. So that one is a very simple but effective one that's helped me a lot. But I kind of feel like I need something more intense lately. So I've looked into, let me see what it's called. Just so I can tell you guys what I want to make sure it's correct. Transactional magnetic stimulation. It's called TMS therapy. It's a non-invasive procedure that they use as magnetic pulses to stimulate nerve cells in the brain. And I have seen a lot of people talking about it and saying that like even 5 sessions, they've noticed a world of a difference. They went 5 times, and then like for 8 straight months, it was like they were healed. So I'm like, I want that one because, you know, the quicker the better for me, really. Let's get this going. Let's see where we at. Take time to reflect on your growth from 10 years ago or even yesterday. Be as passionate and excited while making the positive reflection list. I love that. I get really down on myself when I see myself making the same mistakes that I've told myself not to be making. And that's something that I need to really work on, because I feel like the reason why I keep making the same mistakes is because I'm so overcritical and so shameful and, what's the word? We talked about this in one of our Cultic Cup of Coffees, where when you're constantly ashamed and guilting yourself for something that you're doing, you're actually more likely to do it again rather than trying to dissect it and understand exactly what the issue is. So I have caught myself recently making the same mistakes that I even made like 4 years ago, you know, same mistakes. And I'm like, why am I thought I had healed this part of myself, yet I'm falling back into it. And so obviously, like we say, like therapy, healing is linear, right? You're gonna go da-da-da. But I catch myself beating myself up when I'm already down. So I'm like, maybe this TMS will just fix me right up, because I've done so much therapy and I find it so hard to heal those certain parts of myself. And maybe it's just I need to break through that wall, but it is not easy. True happiness is not found in doing what you want to do, but what you ought to do, Amanda. That is a memory gem from the order. True happiness is not found doing what you want to do, but learning to like to do the things you ought to do. I need to hide my goals sometimes, because I feel like the goals that I have is anything long-term to get away from where home used to be. Sometimes because I feel like the goals that I have is anything long-term to get away from where home used to be. I don't fully understand what you're saying, Bubba. I'm sort of feeling shitty. I may be the only one here that had a good childhood. Should I even be here? I mean, there's a reason why you were drawn here. And if you find community in here, then that's good enough for you. You know, I mean, I'm not going to tell you to leave if you're enjoying it. Everyone, even people who had great childhoods, deserve to feel a sense of belonging, right? And community. Dropping in to wish everyone a happy new year. And you could also just be a very empathetic person. I feel like a lot of people here who are drawn to this channel are very empathetic. What did you say? You said my comment and I'm behind a bit. I will say this, I have learned to be myself too. Been a long time watcher, but never caught a live. Just had to let you know you brought it out. Aw, thank you. I'm so glad. Yeah, it's interesting how long we can go with the same frame of mind and the same way of thinking and not realizing that it's actually setting us back. And I think it kind of goes back to, I don't know, maybe it's pride. Maybe we want to believe that we know. Of course, we know how to get things done, and we know ourselves best, but sometimes it's okay to look at the way that we've been handling situations and kind of evaluate them, not in a critical way, but in a, is this making me happy? You know, because I deserve to be happy, and if I deserve that, then is the way I'm living my life actually making me happy or making me not happy, you know, according to my goals and dreams and long-term what I want with my life. Good day, Amanda. Your makeup is... Aw, thank you. I tried something new today. Just green eyeliner. I did a thing. You know, not everyone. Is it just usually girls that say that? I did a thing. They dyed their hair blonde. I did a thing. They got their nails done. I did a thing. They ended up getting 5150. I did a thing. Burned their ex's house down. You're on the West Coast, right? Yeah. Dang. Why are you watching this? If it's 1 in the morning, go to bed. Talk therapy doesn't work. They just create more holes to force you to get out of. I feel like talk therapy did help me, but the first few sessions felt like a purging. Like it made me feel worse the first few times, and then going back and feeling like I was tackling those issues and having a better relationship with myself really did help. But talk therapy does not work for everyone. That's why I encourage you to check out all the different types of therapy. And I am next year going to be trying a bunch of different therapies. This year I tried what's the one where they used to glue the thingy to your face, to your head, to your brain, and I'm drawing a blank. But I tried neurofeedback. I tried that one. I heard a guy say he didn't do a thing. I did a thing. Oh, thank you, Patty. Amanda, you keep talking about whatever you want, and I will keep coming here to listen because it has helped me a lot. Oh, that makes me happy. That makes me feel like I have purpose. See, you guys are a part of my mental goals, is this little community that we have. What time is it? Okay, I think I have to go because I have to get up really early tomorrow, and part of my goals is to get enough sleep and to be doing my skincare before bed. I'm trying really hard to every day be doing very, like I was saying, aware of what I'm putting into my body, but also aware of how I'm treating my body. Like making sure that I'm brushing my teeth before bed, making sure that because sometimes I get depressed and I don't brush my teeth for a little while, and it's a little, I'm not even gonna say how long because it's kind of embarrassing. But that's when I notice I am starting to get depressed. When I stop flossing, when I stop taking my makeup off before bed, then it's one thing after another after another. So my goals are to be very aware of those things and to be doing things that are acts of self-love every single day, constantly. And you're keeping up with it all the time. Because as soon as it slips, it's a slippery slope. I can tell you that right now. All right. I love you guys. I'm going to go to bed. But tomorrow on Patreon, I do have plans for a really cool live stream. If you guys follow me on Patreon. If not, I'll leave the link in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for joining. And I will see you on Patreon tomorrow, or I'll see you next week for Cult a Cup of Coffee. Okay. Love you guys. Bye, Kayla. Bye, Corey. Bye, Autumn. Bye, Jay Snow. Aw, thank you, Jay Snow. You're so sweet. I love you guys. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.